Welcome to Coding with Sam. In this video, we'll learn to use external files for CSS and JavaScript. Start to create a file called style.css. Here, we're going to highlight all of everything between the style tags. Hold Control X to cut. Click on that file, styles.css. Control V to paste. I add a new line at the end, just for style reasons. Over here, the JavaScript, Control X, create a new file called script.js, JavaScript, Control V again to paste, Control S to save. So now we have our JavaScript in an external file, CSS in an external file, but we have to tell this HTML document to go and get those files. So start with the script because that one's actually easier. So we're going to put an attribute. Remember day 2, we learned attributes. So this is an element, put a space, put src for source equals, put a double quote. One thing you'll notice is as soon as I put a double quote there, this code editor, because it's a code editor, not just a text editor, it understands what I'm writing. So it says, oh, you're putting a quote there, but you probably want another quote because you always open your quote and close your quote. And then not only that, it's saying, oh, you're linking to a file because I understand what this means. So it actually lists our files right here. So in this case, it's a script, so I'm linking to the JavaScript file. So for the script tag, you can just put a source in here. For styles, it's actually a completely different tag. So less than sign, link, space, href equals double quote. In this case, we're going to do style.css. And then we're going to close that. So the link element is, you don't have to close it. So notice the script element, open it with this one, and then we close it. With the link element, you don't have to close it. Something else with the link element, you want to tell the browser or whatever's reading this file the relationship between this document and the document you're linking to, because you might not just be linking to CSS, you might be linking to something else. So in that case, you do rel, rel for the relationship equals, and in this case, we're linking to a style sheet. So now we have HTML document with a link to our CSS. So we got the CSS in its own file. We have JavaScript in its own file. We still have, I'm just going to change this to day 5 because welcome to day 5. Then I'm going to refresh and it still works. We still have gray background, text size, margins. We still have the JavaScript's working, but now it's separated. So there's 3 different things going on here. So HTML is seen as the presentation layer, and then CSS is kind of seen as the style layer or the visual layer, and more like design. And then the script layer or JavaScript layer is kind of interactivity, right? So that's, you're clicking on things maybe, or you're doing some sort of processing, or you're creating a fake clock. So you kind of have content, design, and interactivity. Next week, we will expand our knowledge of HTML by learning more common HTML tags. We'll also learn what lorem ipsum is, if you've ever seen that. Thank you for watching.